Today I am at Court's booth over here at Bharat Tex, represented by Mr. Priyank. So, Mr. Priyank, I wanted to, so my users and myself wish to understand little about your profile with Court's company and the overall information or introduction about Court's group as such.
So, as you rightly mentioned, I am Priyank. I am the National Sales Head for the RMG part of the business in India. We are one of the leading thread manufacturing companies, and also, world's best place to work. Great place to work under 25, like one of the top 25. You are already aware of that. So we have a rich history of close to around 250 years in thread manufacturing, supplies, and all sort of things related to that. Recently, we have also taken a step forward towards footwear division through the structural component acquisition of Texon and Renoflex.
Okay.
Yeah. As far as my experience with Bharat Tex is concerned, so I think it has been a great experience. For the first time, I am seeing an exhibition at such a scale where we have so many manufacturers, and I would like to put it this way, that the end-to-end supply chain partners, right, which are there, are present over here, right, from fiber to fashion, as we say it, like from fiber to the garment, the ready-made garment. So we have almost covered the entire supply chain, and this is one of the most exhaustive exhibition that I have come across lately. In terms of how I see the potential in India, I think probably we need a bit more scale in terms of manufacturers who are there with us, and I think that will help us to get a lot more export share as compared to what we have right now in terms of the finished goods, finished apparel garments. Yeah. PLI was, I think, one of the very good initiatives. I think that helped in terms of scaling up. But I think with continued focus on scale, we probably can increase our share exponentially as far as the export apparel market is concerned.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So now, as I've observed the continuous growth of the company Courts, perhaps you also have many plans in this year 2024, since we've just begun the new year, to kind of overall scale up the business to sustain in the competition, because thread is highly competitive market. A lot of companies are there, the larger companies as well as smaller companies in domestic market as well, and perhaps your expansion strategy, considering the RMD sector is really developing very fast in India recently, because of the various aspects, perhaps COVID in China, or perhaps labor issues in Bangladesh, other political reasons as well. So the way the RMG sector is being developed here in India, I'm sure that Courts has a huge potential in the home country as well. So perhaps from the management part, from your side, being a sales team, you must have some plans for 2024. If you can elaborate a little more on that.
See, I believe that India overall as a market has huge potential. Yes, COVID did bring in a lot of orders from outside India, like basically the export orders. However, after that it did stabilize a bit. But what stands in India's favor is its resilience, the stability that we have over here, and the burgeoning domestic market, the domestic RMG market. I see huge potential over there, and things are going to scale up pretty, in a pretty big way going forward. So yes, we are quite gung-ho about how our growth is going to be like, and we are counting on the domestic market a lot, and with the kind of initiatives that the government is taking now, and also the focus on scale which we are seeing as far as our export garment manufacturers are concerned, I believe that the export market is also going to grow up significantly in years to come. So I think by 2028 there is a big difference that we are going to see in terms of both export as well as domestic markets for India. Yeah.
So the last questions, since we are here in this platform, together under Bharat Tex umbrella, I've been speaking with a lot of exhibitors about their experience and expectations from the government. Many of them said they know that such mega event should be organized at least twice a year. Some said maybe every year. Some said perhaps 2 years down the line, or we try and make it this platform Bharat Tex like a Canton Fair we see in China, which basically runs for at least 15 days at a stretch. With the different pavilions, different zones, of course, in an interval. So, what do you see that? Shall we, shall government organize Bharat Tex trade show maybe every year or twice a year, or what kind of innovations or perhaps little more advancement you see in Bharat Tex if government is really plan to have it one more time?
See, looking at the scale of the event, definitely I believe that once a year probably is not sufficient. Because I have just gone through and I have been able to just go across a few of the participating stalls and companies. I think the scale is huge. So I believe that either 4 days I think is not sufficient. If at least 7 days. Of course. Either that or probably organize event at least twice a year so that it can get full coverage. Because I see that there is a huge potential in terms of the way people are trying to get into the entrepreneurial route, even in the garment industry. How D2C brands are doing nowadays. So I think with that, there are going to be a lot of manufacturers who are going to come up. Either they are going to go ahead with their own manufacturing or they are going to outsource. But the manufacturing itself is going to increase. So they need a platform to showcase what they are capable of.
Correct.
And Bharat Tex, I think, is one of the best platform that I have come across lately. So I think if we give them enough opportunity, either by stretching the event or by organizing it more frequently, I think it will give them a platform to showcase what they are capable of, and I think it will be very good for the overall ready-made garment industry of India. Yeah.
And I would say at least having such events 2 times a year, or maybe if we have only 1 time a year, try and make it a little 6 days or 7 days event. So everybody has enough time to kind of interact with each other. Right now, what is happening within, because it's a 4 days event. Generally half a day you always spend in getting stabilized, understanding the venue, understanding the overall geography.
But one good thing which I would say has happened is that now at least people have a platform to showcase what they're capable of. I think that is one of the best initiatives that the government could have taken, and I think we are in the right direction.
Right.
Yeah.
So I believe, in my opinion, this such event supposed to be organized at least 5-6 years back. Perhaps by the time by now we should have a very stabilized platform. But of course, because of COVID, perhaps government might have a different plan. And this is also correlated with our Prime Minister Mr. Modi's vision of 5F. I think replicating the vision very on a right way, because we have a different pavilions from raw material up till final products, everywhere. So visitors basically can go up to their selected area, and then they can interact with each other. Perfect. So Mr. Priyank, it was really nice speaking. Thank you. It was a wonderful session. Thank you very much for your time. Yeah, thanks.